Hello, people of Facebook, right? So last night I said tonight I would talk about nutrition. So again, lads, so many questions about nutrition day in, day out. The fact of it is, people come to me, they're wondering why they would have certain fat, and mainly fat, it would be around their waistline, hips, bum, etc., thighs. Why aren't they, they come to me, they're training right, they're eating right, but really when you break down their diet, in a lot of cases, they're under eating. Like, you have to be eating enough to be performing at the level, especially in weight training, is where it's at for continuous fat loss and correct nutrition. Nutrition is broken down. I'm going to try and keep it as simple as I can and not too long. It's three macronutrients basically, right? So you've got your carbohydrates, your fats. I'm talking about your essential fats now, and examples here, because people, the minute they hear fats, I'm talking coconut oil, olive oil, avocados, and nuts, peanut butter, and all those nut butters. Great in moderation to add to your meals. Great for energy source. To keep all hormones in check, great, and just for a healthy functioning body, they're a must. That's why I would say essential. Then you've got protein. Everyone knows protein. Your meats, chicken, beef, eggs, game especially, free range eggs, duck eggs. Free range the better, but if you can't get it, listen, that you're still going to get your protein requirements from the supermarket stuff. And then with your carbohydrates, we're looking at rice, potatoes, sweet potato. I would prescribe basically in around the three of those. There is other carbohydrate sources. I'll touch on that in a later one, but most people will not be consuming enough of essential fats, or they're just eating totally the wrong thing. Their training may be good enough, but in a lot of cases they're under eating. Like, you take me for example, I am at the moment 91 kilos, so I'm looking at it to survive at about 2,000 calories before I even get out of bed. That's before I go to work 8-9 hours, before I do heavy training. So like, you have to factor all of these things in. And just for example, today, like, someone came to me, and when I worked out the diet, she was probably on about 800 calories, and the calories were coming from all the wrong sources. Coming from cornflakes, bit of chocolate, a toasted sandwich. And what happens, lads, is your body's going to shut down. It's going to go into starvation mode, and any calories you're putting in, it's going to hold. And where is it going to hold? It's going to hold in all those problem areas I'm talking about. How do we combat this? We combat this by taking the approach of eating healthier. I'm not talking about everyone has to eat 6 meals a day. You don't have to. I'm talking about even start eating 3 healthy, nutritious meals, keeping your carbs low to get, because another thing is hormones, which I'm going to touch on. I'm actually going to touch on hormones tomorrow night. This is very interesting. I give a bit more of a scientific approach towards it, especially around the carbohydrate intake. But if people were to just consume a bit healthier, read supermarket ads, read the labels where it says carbohydrates, sugars. Do you know what if it says on a pack this is healthy, read it. There's thousands of things out there in supermarkets that are totally unhealthy, that are saying that they're low in fat. It doesn't say about the 10-20 grams of sugar that's involved in it. So my advice here would be to start reading labels, eating a bit healthier, picking a lean protein with every meal, maybe a spoonful of fat coming from, as I said, the fats I mentioned. And I would keep the carbohydrates intake till the evening time. So if you try and in the evening have a carbohydrate meal after, see how that works, and then you start messing around with your calories. But make sure you're eating enough, and if you're not eating enough, start adding some calories extra in those 3 meals and maybe a snack, and see how that works. Any questions, any comments, just leave them. And as I said, tomorrow I'm going to touch on this a bit more. Okay, thanks for listening.